I'm going to hold it for 2 minutes so that I don't look as though I've got some kind of bizarre thing going on when it cuts into my picture. Behind me here is Gilded Balloon Paterhouse, which is going to be part of what I'm going to talk about, and it's the end of day 4, and I have been to see a number of shows today in my usual style and fashion. All of them are going to get reviewed, they're going to get something on the site, so I can talk about a lot of what my day has been, because there's not going to be one that I'm going to offer a review privately. Gilded Balloon Paterhouse, which was behind me at that point, it used to be the C venue, but due to practices, I believe, that the University of Edinburgh, who are the owner of that building, didn't like, with C, they lost the lease of it and Gilded Balloon have taken it up. And that's been my epic fail today. Not been particularly as well organised today as I have been over the other few days. So there's a couple of things that I've really kind of not worked out. Gilded Balloon have a form that you fill in online, a Google form, in order to get press tickets, and last night or the night before, I can't remember when, I filled it in for a show, and stupidly I didn't check by phoning them this morning or emailing to find out if the ticket had been organised, and I turned up for it and they had no record of it, and therefore I didn't get to see it. No worries, I will pick it up and I'm back, I think, on Friday. So they're not going to lose a review because of my stupidity, but there have been a few things today in terms of management and timings which have been quite kind of difficult. I did do a 5-minute gap between the end of one show and getting to the next show, which I realised when I was doing my stuff this morning, jings, but and I managed it, I got there. However, that was partly due to the fact that it was from the space in North Bridge to the space in the Mile, so it wasn't exactly a massive gap at all. So here I am, by the way, not in a car park, but in Chambers Street, which from 3 o'clock in the afternoon during the festival is used as a bus park for the tattoo. So there's a theme running through it, and I'm about to liberate my car, which hopefully tonight neither do I have to go and get coins to get it out, or does it have a flat battery. So today a number of shows which have been really interesting, some things that particularly were nice to see, some work on dementia this morning, with actors who were of a certain age and generation. When you see a lot of young people doing shows and they're playing characters that are way beyond their years, it's often nice to see the authenticity of people who actually have lived a life, and to see them on stage in the Fringe is good. I saw a couple that were to do with Facebook, one that was really, really good, one that was a bit kind of hit and miss at times. I also saw 2 today that I'd seen before. One I saw last year, I didn't realise I'd seen it until I turned up, and then I recognised the explanation of it on the flyer, and I was a bit concerned because it was one that I struggled with last year, and then I saw it again. I don't know what it is, whether seeing it a second time really made a difference or what, but I liked it much better this time, and I've looked back at my notes, and my notes are very similar to the notes I've taken this year. One that I've just come out of, which I loved the first time I saw it, the Oran Mor. Before I came here, I've interviewed the guys for Fringe Review, and an audio interview, one of our 50 plus, it must be about 60, 70, 100,000 plus, that Paul Levy has done, along with Jill's been doing a few, and I've contributed 1 or 2 as well on our website. So what do you think of that? Is what I've just come out of, which was as funny the second time as it was the first. So all of these will get reviewed, all of these will go up, and all of these will be absolutely fine. But one of the things that's happened today is my disorganisation, and that comes in terms of starting times. I had a show at the Dance Space where I was 15 minutes out start time, which was almost disastrous. But I had a half an hour before I went to somewhere else, and this one finished a little earlier. One of the things that you find at the Fringe, that shows that all come in at a 60-minute running time in the first week will tighten up, slicker, much better. You might lose 4 or 5 minutes, so it might gain something. However, you can't depend on that. And there was a few things today that I found quite difficult to cope with. The first venue that I was at, I'm not going to mention it, will vault over that fact. But opening the doors at the box office 5 minutes before the show's about to start isn't really what I would normally expect. Normally front house and box office are in place at least 30 minutes or so before a show starts. There are pre-show checks that need to be gone through. So when you see a queue of people starting to appear about 9:45, 10 to 10, and the show is starting at 5 to 10, it's not really wonderful and great. The second thing is new venue. May well be that simply they're struggling a little bit for people. Where the queue for it, you've got somebody front of the house going, go down there, turn left, hug the wall and stand there for me, to a group of people who are looking at her going, what? And then she goes, oh, come with me, and she takes people down and then doesn't fulfill the instructions, so that you are left in a kind of disorderly queue, and the show is due to go up in 2 minutes. Normally, in other fringe venues, that's never allowed to happen. You are queued up well in advance, your tickets are taken, you know how to get an audience in, how to get them seated, how to get started, how to get them out, how to get away, so that you can get set up for the next one. So you now see a bike freestyler behind me, there he goes. All part of the entertainment. There's another one coming just now as well. So, he's there. So, that was kind of difficult. Also, late starts, and of course, if you're trying to see so many in a day, that also can be a problem. And I'll put my hand in the air when I get it wrong, but there were 2 today which started late, though one of them finished early. It was a 60-minute show that came in about 45, 50, and it's its first week. So you start to wonder whether they are having difficulties, a few gaps and a few narrative pauses, shall we say. So hopefully that's just bedding in, and we'll see that. We'll get reviewed because it was very, very worthy, and one of the things that Fringe Review have given us is an opportunity to put it in as good, because there are things in there that were good and they deserve credit, public credit for what we've done. So day 4 comes to an end. I'm off to collect my car, and it's going to be 3 days before I'm back, and it'll be the penultimate time at the Fringe. Now, I'm already starting to think about what my final Fringe show is going to be. My first Fringe show was all to do with Sherlock Holmes, and I really loved and enjoyed it. And it's always a difficult pick, because your first one has to be in the morning, and often they can be the ones that are not very well supported. Last ones, late night ones, can also be hit and miss for different reasons, and I've had good ones and I've had not very good ones. So I'll be judiciously starting to survey what it is before I go and get my annual treat. So from me, Donald Stewart, from Fringe Review, I'm off to be and discover whether or not Paul Levy is actually Boris Johnson's love child. Bye for now.